Hello, good morning, my friends. How are you doing? It is still kind of early in the day right now, and I don't really know what the news of the day is going to be with Donald Trump. There's, like every other day under Donald Trump, there's going to be 30 new stories that come out, and I got to pick one that I want to talk about. So far, I'm hearing that he's already thinking about pulling back or rolling back his tariffs, rather, which I mean, I said in the video, I am just a humble trucker and not an economist, but I called it yesterday, didn't I? When I said he's got two choices here. Either keep those tariffs in place and continue to tank the economy because the stock market was just dropping like a rock yesterday, or admit defeat once again in Donald Trump's second, I think at least second trade war a little over a month into his administration. So I'm waiting to see what the news is on that. I haven't really found out much yet. The stock market just opened where I was going to say where I'm at, but universally the stock market just opened. I guess it doesn't matter where I'm at. There's more to the world than just me, apparently. I don't really know, but I had some thoughts because we've done it again, my friends. We have upset MAGA once again, which, look, I kind of live for that. If I'm going to challenge their views, that's a good thing. Even if they're going to get angry and say literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, it's good that they're seeing another blue-collar person, another trucker, say, hey, you know what? I'm starting to think this Donald Trump guy is full of shit. So, that's kind of the thing I've been thinking about starting yesterday. Well, starting forever ago, but really anytime you put out a video about how Donald Trump is destroying the economy, a bunch of bootlickers show up to talk about how amazing he is. And sort of the concept of today's video is, could you fucking imagine being a Trump supporter at this point, a person that takes to the internet and has to defend everything that Donald Trump does or thinks that they have to, because it's a cult, my friends. It's a fucking cult. So you can't say he did something wrong. That's against the cult rules. So we're going to kind of explore that a little bit today. Like, can you imagine, my friends, being a Trump supporter? So as we get into that, remember to check the pinned comment. It's got some information for a protest coming up in DC on March 14th. You'll want to check that link. If you're able to get to DC, definitely do that. It's got a link to the Discord if you want to join the community there. It's got a link to my Blue Sky if you want to follow me over there. And it's also got a link to channel memberships, which are only $1.99 a month and just kind of help support the channel around here. So I've been thinking about this, obviously, for a long fucking time, and I'm sure a lot of you have wondered this also. How the fuck did we get here? Right? Donald Trump has got to be literally the dumbest son of a bitch on the planet. This man does not understand the concept of fucking anything, unless the concept is, how do I rip off poor people so that I can have more money? He understands that concept fully well. But that's literally his entire history, is ripping off poor people, generating more wealth for himself, and then filing bankruptcies on a pretty regular basis. And I remember when Donald Trump said he was running for president, of course, everybody, almost everybody on the fucking planet thought it was a joke. Of course they did. He's full of shit. He spent all those years calling Barack Obama an immigrant, saying he was born in I don't remember what he was saying. I'll be honest with you, I don't do a whole lot of time really dwelling on the things Donald Trump says, except when it's, fascism, then that tends to bother me. But when he's just being a blowhard old man on the internet, I didn't spend a lot of time, so I don't remember where he said Obama was from. Who knows with Donald Trump. But we've been covering on this channel, I was going to say all of Donald Trump's fuck-ups since he came into office this time, but that's way too much work. Who has the time to cover all of Donald Trump's fuck-ups? I mean, my God. But we're trying to cover the ones that I think matter to blue-collar working-class America. And I know yesterday we talked about the stock market, but the stock market is just like the first step in him crashing the economy. So it's important, even though it doesn't seem important. But we have awakened the Trump supporters yet again, the MAGA movement, the army of dipshits. The only thing I can figure out from these people is they just really fucking like being lied to. because there's no other way to come to any reasonable conclusion for what's happening. So, you know, we to get to the fucking point, sorry, a little scatterbrained right now because I've got a lot going on around me and I'm waiting for something to happen. None of that fucking matters. Who cares? We talked yesterday about Donald Trump's tariffs, how he's crashing the economy, the stock market, all these things. And you get the most dishonest arguments that you ever have heard in your life. And to me, that's frustrating. Sometimes I'll read them and I'll be like, fuck, it feels like something broke in my fucking brain. And as I'm reading the shit. So we remember in Donald Trump's last term, which we all probably hoped we weren't going to hear from him again, but here we are. Donald Trump had information about a deadly pandemic that was headed towards America. Now, from my understanding, he withheld that information for quite a while, and then when the media got a hold of it, he had to respond, in which Donald Trump's response was to call it a hoax, say that it was made up by the Democrats, by the fake news media, to make him look bad, and in turn caused a lot of doubt in the American population. And since he's got so many fucking cult members that believe every word he says, we had literally the dumbest fucking timeline in American history where a bunch of people were denying science and saying that this wasn't happening. And the end result of that was a lot of things. 1 million Americans died. Millions of Americans lost their jobs. The economy fucking tanked. And in response, America did the right thing and elected Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden did what every Democrat president has done through most of American history, and that is come in and fix the fuck-ups of the Republican Party, because in my lifetime, every time we've had a Republican president, they have absolutely destroyed the fucking economy. I'm too young necessarily to remember Reagan, but I understand that trickle-down economics were not that great. I know that my family was poor, but that's anecdotal evidence, right? That doesn't mean the economy was bad. Of course, the first Republican president that I really paid attention to, those were in my early adult years, was George W. Bush, who absolutely wreaked fucking havoc on the economy. Just absolutely fucking destructive with the housing crisis that we had, because there was predatory lending practices going on with housing, the adjustable rate mortgages, right? So you'd buy a house and I mean, people should have known. Obviously there was some human like stupidity involved in the whole thing, but a lot of people aren't financially literate, and that probably fucking includes me a lot of the time too. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone when it comes to that, but you buy a house and let's say hypothetically your house payment is $600 a month, but it's on the, which is a far cry from fucking reality now, isn't it? But anyways, then it's got this adjustable rate, and from my understanding of it, these interest rates would go up and people would pay significantly more for their house payment once the rates went up, and then they couldn't afford their houses anymore. Caused this massive housing crisis that, well, Barack Obama was elected, came in, actually put regulations on that industry, and worked his ass off to get the economy back in order. It's funny, but it's not funny, because everybody remembers the Democratic presidents as they fucking were the president while the economy was in shambles. Yeah, dummy, because they were working really hard to fix the mistakes of these fucking incompetent Republicans every fucking time. Every goddamn time we get a Republican in the White House, it's a shit show, right? So the point is, since we live in a world of revisionist history, people just make shit up. Donald Trump quite literally crashed the fucking economy by lying to the American people, right? And denying science, and wanting his supporters to attack scientists. It was absolutely fucking absurd. Yelling, had his supporters out there yelling at employees in grocery stores because they said, "Sir, can you put on your mask?" And then you've got some hillbilly fuck, beer belly ass motherfucker standing in a grocery store yelling at a poor cashier, 19-year-old girl that's just trying to do her job about fascism, right? And about fucking stupid shit like that. So because of Donald Trump's complete fucking incompetence, he crashed the fucking economy. So Joe Biden wins the election, right? Which he should have, and works really hard to get everything back in order. And by the time Joe Biden left office, inflation was down. Compared to other world economies, we were like the best out there for as far as recovering from COVID, bringing back jobs, bringing down inflation, all these things. But Joe Biden gets blamed for picking up Donald Trump's economy, right? And whatever, that's fine, blame Joe Biden. Fine, hold him accountable and make him get in there and do the job. And then he fucking did. Then he fucking did the thing to get the economy back on track. Now, the part where I get so goddamn frustrated with Trump supporters is when you call Donald Trump out for doing something fucking stupid, which, I mean, my God, who has the time? That if that's what you did, that would be all you do. The man's a fucking moron, right? But so you say, okay, fucking Donald Trump doesn't understand how economies work either. Remember, Donald Trump was claiming credit for Joe Biden's economy before he even took office, saying that the economy was so good because he got elected. The economy was so good because he was running for president, and the market was reacting to the possibility that Donald Trump was going to be president. So he was already taking credit for Joe Biden's economy, right? We were there. We saw this happen. And then Donald Trump gets into office, starts a fucking trade war, crashes the stock market for a day, fucking then reverses course. That was the last trade war. I mean, we're in trade war 2 at this point, my friends. That will probably end today, most likely. We'll see how that goes. But crashes everything, then runs to Truth Social or Twitter and tweets, Biden inflation is back, or whatever. This is Biden's inflation, and whatever the dumb shit he was doing, where now he was blaming Joe Biden. Isn't this fucking convenient for Donald Trump and all of his supporters? No matter what it is, if he's not in office, if he is in office, whatever the fuck it is, we can just go, well, that's Joe Biden's fault. No, motherfuckers, this is 100% Donald Trump's fault. For the second time in Donald Trump's life, he has inherited a decent economy, and he has found a way to fuck it up already. Joe Biden is in no way responsible for both of Donald Trump's trade wars right now. Every economist out there, every fucking person that doesn't have their heads up their asses understands that these massive scale trade wars are fucking destructive. But what must it be like to get a pass every time Donald Trump fucks up? What must it be like to be one of his supporters and you give him a pass every time he fucks up? When he fucks up your livelihood and you go, well, that goddamn Joe Biden did it again. You know, Donald Trump is literally putting farmers out of business right now. That is 100% a thing that is happening. He did it through, we had the big viral story from the guy on TikTok that lost his funding under the Inflation Reduction Act. That was going to his farm, and then he's on TikTok going, I might lose my family farm because the funding isn't coming in now. I think at some point that might have gotten fixed. I don't know. I never followed up on the story. But even so, the guy had to go to the internet and go viral to save his family farm in the event that it did get fixed. I don't remember how it all ended, right? And that's how we fix things in this country now. We go viral, and then maybe the president will fucking pay attention. You know how hard it is to go viral? It's fucking impossible. It's not impossible. I mean, people have done it, but it's really hard to do. But the point I'm making with this whole video is it's so goddamn frustrating because you try to, like, reason with these fucking people, and they can't be reasoned with, right? So the minute Joe Biden stepped into office, it was Joe Biden's economy, right? According to Donald Trump, according to Donald Trump supporters, it was Joe Biden's economy. The minute he stepped in. And Joe Biden, the first few years of his administration were rough. I mean, he had to fix all the things that Donald Trump fucked up. That takes time, right? But, so that's the point. The minute he went into office, it was his economy, according to them. All right, fine. But before Donald Trump even takes office, it's suddenly Donald Trump's economy, even after all of Joe Biden's hard work. Then Donald Trump comes into office, doesn't take credit for the economy he's creating through trade wars, through freezing federal funds on a massive scale, all the bullshit that he's doing through Doge, fucking axing our veterans, getting rid of their jobs, our veterans, the people that have served our fucking country, getting rid of their jobs. And through all these acts, all these actions already that Donald Trump has done, he still goes, well, this is Joe Biden's fault. Well, that doesn't fucking make sense now, does it? If it was Joe Biden's economy on day one, then it's Donald Trump's economy on day one. If Donald Trump said he was going to lower egg prices and stop the war in Ukraine on day one, and he didn't do it, then he should be held fucking accountable for that. And there's no way around that. But this is the bullshit that just pisses me off. We've got a grown man that's never taken any responsibility for anything in his fucking life, and has always blamed someone else. And now he has convinced millions of Americans that it's not his fault when he is fucking up their lives, and just blame Joe Biden. And you try to reason with these people. And you say, yeah, I do remember when the economy was bad under Joe Biden. I fucking absolutely remember that. I would never even lie about that. I am not so delusional to think just because the president from my preferred political party won the election that everything's good now. I don't believe that. I believe they have to go in and put in the work. They need to be held accountable to the American people. And if they fuck up, then they deserve to be called out even by me because they fucked up. But Joe Biden did not fuck up. That man saved the economy. I mean, not single-handedly. I understand there's plenty of things in government that make these things work. Trust me, I understand that. I want to be clear on that. I don't believe one man, one president saves the fucking world. I don't. But Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Democrats as a whole actually got shit done to fix the economy. And it took a long time to do it. It really fucking did. So I always respond. I say, yeah, I remember when it was bad under Joe Biden, during Joe Biden's presidency. Of course I did. I think it would probably serve you better to look at the presidency as a whole and decide what's what. But since Donald Trump is doing dumb shit on a daily basis, he is absolutely 100% responsible for what's happening to the economy right now. We got to stop letting him off the hook, my friends. I mean, not that we are. I said that wrong. We're not letting him off the hook, but we have to hold Donald Trump accountable. Look, it is Donald Trump in this presidency. It is Donald Trump who signed an executive order in the middle of the night to freeze all federal funding. Remember that? Yeah. And they only unfroze some of it because you're still hearing stories of people trying to get funding and they don't get it because the funds are still fucking frozen. It was Donald Trump that did that. It was Donald Trump that brought in Elon Musk to recklessly shut down government departments and fire multiple people having no idea who they're firing. It is 100% Donald Trump's fault that farmers are not going to be able to sell their product through USAID. It is 100% Donald Trump's fault that the planes keep falling out of the fucking sky. And it is 100% Donald Trump's fault that we are involved in our second trade war under Donald Trump's administration. He doesn't get a pass. And that's all there fucking is to it. He doesn't get a pass on this shit. And this is only just the beginning of the stupid shit that he's doing. You know, Donald Trump wanted to deport everyone, right? Because he called them criminals. But then he gets the Tate brothers back to America. See the problem there? The Tate brothers are very dangerous men. They they commit a lot of crimes, allegedly. All right? 100%. Every bit of this is Donald Trump's fault. I am not letting him off the hook. If he wants to cancel funding with an executive order, if he wants to do mass layoffs on government departments, and if he wants to start multiple trade wars, Donald Trump 100% takes the blame for all of this. That's all there is to it. This is one of those videos where I just had to get shit off my chest because I'm so fucking frustrated. Anyways, I guess I'll go get this video uploaded and get back to work. I'll see you guys probably later today, though, to talk about these tariffs and the trade war that's going on. Love you guys. Bye now.